Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Need a roof? Call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Cock Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. Okay, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Busy weekend. After as disappointing as Friday was, right? Baseball team lost, women's basketball season ended, all that stuff. Yesterday, baseball Tigers shut out Kentucky. The softball team beats number 3 Oklahoma. Zach Bryan in Tiger Stadium. I'm sure a lot of you went. I did not. We had Cheers for Children at Drew's School, St. Lillian, last night. So great night. And had a little LSU football practice yesterday. Disappointing news about Gabe Reliford. We broke that story. If you missed it. So I was out at practice on Saturday for our media availability and noticed Reliford was not there. So started asking around and kind of got the word that that he had suffered the torn ACL. And so then I was able to confirm it through everybody. So that's really disappointing, man. I did a Locked On episode on it yesterday. So I dropped my practice report before I'd gotten confirmation about Reliford. So then after the practice report, I did a separate episode just on Reliford and the impact of his absence. So if you want to check that out, it's really disappointing, man. You know, a lot of people I talked to yesterday about Gabe, they just raved about the work he did in this offseason. Remember, he got shut down for the shoulder surgery. He dislocated his shoulder, had surgery, and so they shut him down after 4 games. But, man, everyone was like, dude, that dude was in here all the time, getting treatment, work. Like, you'd come up on a random day, and Reliford's in there working out by himself, or Reliford's in the indoor doing defensive end drills by himself. Like, it was so bad for him, man. That's just, Louisiana guy, team guy. It's a bummer, man. Real bummer. Practice yesterday, did my practice report. Landon Clark continues running with the ones during the periods we get to see. It was Parents' Day yesterday, so tons of family out there. They were on shoulder pads for the first time. Witt still not participating. He's out there, but not participating. And got to see some wide receiver jet sweeps for the first time. So Tyree Holloway, Winnie Watkins, Jace Brown, Phillip Wright, and then Najor Granger, the 26-year-old rapper. What's it? Tootsie? I'm showing my age and how not cool I am. But he was out there running the jet sweeps as well. So pretty cool. And the baseball Tigers yesterday win 7-0 over Kentucky. There was so much melt yesterday, and it's why I always try to caution you, man. Like, every day in baseball is another day. And as bad as you felt after the game Friday, think about how you feel now. When you had to have it. We talked about it yesterday here. Again, I'm not saying must win or anything, but for all the reasons we've talked about the importance of winning this series, right? So you don't dig your hole too deep when you have to go three of the next 4 on the road. How big yesterday was after losing game 1. And in that spot, Schmidt and Cowan went out and shoved. And it was incredible. And you got the win, you shut him out. And now you have a chance today to go out there and win the series. So go mash the baseball, win a ball game, win a home series, and then go into next week and see how you fare. So, love to see that. So, Schmidt 5 1/3 scoreless. Cowan came in and got back-to-back strikeouts in the 6th to get out of a jam and keep it scoreless. And Cowan was just awesome after that. The start to the season for Cowan wasn't great, man, but we've talked about him plenty. We've seen him do it. against top-level talent in the SEC and in Omaha. So I'm glad he's turned it on at a time when you needed to. I know people are going to ask, should they have held Cowan for today? No. You had to win that ball game yesterday. So it's easy to say with the benefit of hindsight, but what if you go run a bunch of dudes out there that start walking guys and you revert to the same issues you've been having? No, like Cowan was rolling. He was your best guy available. Go win the ball game. And they did. So now you go into today because you just used them, the two of them, with everyone else available. You can use anyone you want. You want to start Guidry? Fine. You want to start Williams or Rizzi? Fine. I don't think they're going to start Ricken, but you have everyone available there. Fontenot, you want to start Santiago Garcia today? You can do that. I mean, you have all your arms available. So piece it together however you need to. This is not new for Jay and Yeski. That they haven't had a true solidified number 3 before. So they've done this before on Sundays in SEC play. So go get it done. All right, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Glad to have you all with us. Let's say some good mornings here. Hey, Brian, good morning from Lexington, Kentucky. Schmidt was awesome, man. Supercar School. Morning, Matt. Cowan pitching yesterday. Who'll take the mound today? Yeah, so just talked about that a little bit, man. I'm not sure who they'll give the ball to. I'll be very interested to see if they go with Santiago Garcia, who's mostly been like a spot, situational reliever. They did let him extend. He went 2 1/3 last weekend, 2 1/3, 2 2/3. So maybe it's Garcia to get him going. You could start Guidry as well. They worked in the offseason on letting Guidry extend. He's been mostly a back of the bullpen guy for you. Maybe it's Guidry today. Give it to a veteran, give the ball to a veteran guy to go get a win that you got to have. Let's see. Good morning. What are your overall takeaways from spring practice? More talent than last year. What is Lane's demeanor at practice? Vocal or observant? Yeah. And does Dylan Jones pass Durham? So to be just very candid, it is really hard to tell much right now. We get 30 minutes of individuals, and yesterday was the first day that they even had shoulder pads on. I would tell you, I'm glad to see Levitt throwing. He's not doing any team stuff. So yesterday when our availability ended, they did 7 on 7, 11 on 11. I'm told he did 7 on 7, but Levitt, he did not do 11 on 11. So he's basically just throwing. And that's great because I want him developing timing with the receivers. I think that's important. Husan Longstreet has a weird delivery. It comes out quick, but it's like a 3/4. Landon Clark has been taking the 1 reps ahead of Husan Longstreet in the team period we get to see. The first unit offensive line, Devin Harper at left guard, Aluba at right guard, which is sort of what we thought would happen, but interesting to see it. You mentioned Dylan Jones. I think physically, he's the one that you go look at them. He's the one who physically looks. That's the Wisconsin transfer who physically looks different from the other ones. You asked, will he pass Durham? I don't know that. The thing that is very obvious when you look at Lane and Charlie Weiss, like they don't do a committee thing. Like they get a guy and they ride him. And then you have a number 2 that may spell that running back. I think a lot of the backs they've added via the portal this year was to rebuild that room and depth for 2027. So you don't have to go remake that entire room next year. But I think the opportunities to play for those guys are going to be few and far between. They spent appropriately to bring back Harlem Berry, and then they welcomed back Caden Durham as well after he went in the portal. But I think this is going to be Harlem who emerges and is, the version of Kewan Lacey on this team. I'm not saying he's going to go be an All-American. He could certainly, but I think he's the bell cow, right? And then Lane is really observant. And what we get to see, Lane's just observant. In the individual periods, it is Charlie Weiss and Dane Stevens working with the quarterbacks and the receivers. Like Lane is just standing 30 yards away watching. Like he is observing. Also, the trenches, does it look more competitive than last year? Again, impossible to tell. It's just impossible to tell right now. We don't get to see team periods, and yesterday was the first day in shoulder pads. Happy Sunday. Bloody UFC last night. I saw some of the highlights. Hey, Brian, hypothetical question. Do you think LSU could have put 60 on Bama? Yeah. Yeah, the game slowed a bit in the second half, but yeah, man, it was good. Love that game. Hey, Brad, good morning. Are you going to ask Will Wade a question? Of course I'm going to ask you. You think I'm asking my bud a question? Of course I'm going to ask him a question. Actually, I just got off the phone with Hunt. We're working on getting names for Will's staff, and this is going to be interesting if what we're hearing actually happens. I mean, what a time, man. But yeah, so Will's press conference is Monday at noon. So I'll be there and I'm credentialed and confirmed, and I'll get the mic and I'll ask him a question. Let's see, where is who? Sorry, Brian. I think I might have missed that one. Hey, Bradley. Jacob, good morning. Softball's had a choppy start, but a nice win yesterday against Oklahoma. Thomas, good morning. Day 100, triple digits. Thomas, we made it back to triple digits. Let's go. Devin, what's up, man? Realize how much money LSU has spent in the last 5 months. How will this be sustainable? I think well, first of all, it's not. But I think the important thing to remember is they don't have to spend $54 million on Brian Kelly in one day. They don't have to spend $91 million on Lane Kiffin in one day. They don't have to spend $40+ million on their football roster in one day. They don't have to spend $11 million to buy a Matt McMahon in one day, right? Those are over the lengths of those contracts. So it's money on the buyouts they were going to spend for those coaches anyway. Now they're just adding new money for the new coaches they hire. I'm not minimizing that at all because it is a massive financial burden, and they have tapped their reserves, no doubt, and left themselves very vulnerable. So the point that you made about it being not sustainable is right. It's not sustainable. It's why I keep saying over and over again, they have to find new revenue streams. It's why while you may not love having the Venture Global logo on the field or the Woodside Energy patch on the jersey, and it's nothing against those companies. People just don't want to see that, right? My point is, get over it. Like you're fortunate to have a great brand and great opportunities to be able to do something like that with a great partner. Like I can't even begin to tell you how much. I know we talked about it with Sarah Bairstow from Woodside when she came on AFR. Like Woodside Energy is a massive global company. Their colors are red and white, and they changed their logo to purple, white, and gold, combos to match the LSU uniform. Like that's a really significant thing. Like Parrish, we're green, man. Like I don't like having anything Parrish that's not green. Now we do some purple and gold, but like even think about McDonald's. What if McDonald's, the golden arches, what if they started making them the blue arches? Like what? No, that's our brand, is the golden arches. Like, you know what I mean? So it's all that to say, you got to find new revenue streams. And I know for a fact, I've had these convos that they're working on all these. They're aware of it. They're working on new revenue streams. And so we'll see what they land on and if it works. And it's all it's a new era and it's all a process, and we'll keep learning more as we go. Hey, Abner, good morning. Bobby, good morning. Tigers do need to finish today. Hey, Phil, good morning. Glorious Palm Sunday in Asheville. Hope it's same in Baton Rouge. Blessings to you and your family. It is beautiful, 69 degrees and sunny right now. Beautiful Palm Sunday. We actually had a great night last night as well over at St. Lillian Academy. Raised a lot of money for the school. Just awesome place that gives I've mentioned it before, but gives families like ours so much hope, for our kiddos. And I was talking to someone yesterday at the event who doesn't have a child at the school, but is just a supporter through different avenues. And he said it appropriately. It's like the peace of mind it gives you to be able to bring your child, your special needs child, and leave them at this place with these people, and be able to drive off with supreme confidence that he's loved and cared for and is going to grow and develop and learn. It's hard to describe. I know like every parent feels that, right? When the first time you bring your kid to school, like it's hard to let go, but it's probably a little bit different when you're talking about special needs kiddos. because there's no manual, right? Whenever you have a child born with special needs, you don't like nobody ever has a child thinking this is how it's going to go. And you think you're going to go to the hospital, and 2-3 days later you're going to go home, and you're going to not sleep for a little while until the baby starts sleeping, and Anyway, it was a great night. Hey, Brett, good morning from H-Town. Went to NASA yesterday. Astros game today. Awesome, man. Enjoy the day. I'm trying to think if I got Rex for you. Where y'all staying, Brett? Man, the area there by downtown, by where Dyken Park is. Spent a lot of time there, man. Anyway, y'all enjoy the day, man. Hey, Manny, good morning. Yo, Brant, what's up, man? Was the advertisement you were talking about the other day when women getting blood work done to help with menopause? Yeah, so hormone replacement therapy is something we talk mostly about with men, right? HRT. But HRT for women is equally, if not more important than it is for men. And there are so many reasons, in particular cognitive reasons. Women are a much higher propensity for dementia and Alzheimer's, things like that. This is statistical fact, and a lot of it has to do with conditions I don't want to bore you. You can do your own research, but the point is, 20 years ago, HRT for women was sort of vilified. It was accused of causing breast cancer, increased rates of breast cancer, which is they've now learned is a factual inaccuracy. It was a very small, unrelated sample size that they've now the FDA has done a complete reversal on that and now encourage women and promote HRT for women. Go look it up. It's in the last 2 months or so. There's been a ton of news about this. So, especially for perimenopausal women, it is super important. So, anyway, I brought that up because Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, who's one of our sponsors, offers HRT for women. But I know, Brant, you don't live in Louisiana. No worries. You're in Knoxville. Find a clinic. Just Google a reputable clinic in Knoxville that offers HRT for women, and just have your wife, your mom, your sister, just do a blood draw. It's that simple. Let them do a blood draw, test your hormone levels, and then based on whatever imbalances you may have, you can safely and affordably supplement to get to healthy levels. Lou, Zach Bryan killed it. LSU needs to do. So the next is Post Malone and Jelly Roll. So they're calling it the Death Valley Live series. So I know there's 3. So the next one is Post Malone and Jelly Roll. I remember if I was told who the third one is. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Drew's great. Sleepy head this morning. Are you excited LSU plays Auburn? Yes. I love the LSU Auburn game. I wish it was in Baton Rouge, but excited for LSU and Auburn to play again. I wish they played every year. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. Chris, good morning. Gwen, good morning. The long days of Alaska. Yes. Definitely needed it, man. But see, the thing about being, they're 3-5 right now, so they need to go win today to get to 4-5. Right? They're 3-5. Yeah, because they're 3-5. So they need to win today to get to 4-5. Because what you don't want to be is 3-6 going into this stretch, because you're 3 games below 500, and now 3 of your next 4 are on the road. So even if you win 2 of those series and lose another one, you're still not at 500 coming out of that stretch. And so then down the home stretch, you got to make a lot of hay just to get above 500. Let's see. Sorry, this is about. I'm trying to dig a little on Will Wade's staff, and so I'm just replying to something about that. You know what? Hang on while I send this text, Thomas. Let's get to day 100, Thomas, while I send this text.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right, Parish Construction and Roofing, day 100 for Jingle Gate. There it is, Thomas. Knocked it out. Knocked it out of the park. Glad to have y'all hanging out with us here. If you need a roof, we'd love to help you out. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Blake, Rex, good morning. Kelly, Sean, happy Palm Sunday, good morning. Jordan, conned by Dawn? You were not alone? What does that mean? What does that mean? Denny, good morning. Brad, do you ever drink raw milk? I have not drinking. I have not drank raw milk. No, I have not. Steven, good morning. I think it's time to get off the pot and get the naming rights on every athletic facility now. Save Tiger Stadium for a T. Boone Pickens type donor. Time in CIBA well spent. Well, Our Lady of the Lake has already bought the naming rights, agreed to a deal for the naming rights of the new basketball arena. They just have to build the arena. But a lot of red tape with our city parish is holding that up, unfortunately. I don't think they're at the point where they're ready to sell the naming rights to Tiger Stadium. I'm not saying you won't ever get there. I, like many others, would be disappointed if it went that way. And we have seen things like Yankee Stadium and Fenway Park and something like that survive. We'll see. Hey, Bubba. Nicholas, who's starting on the mound today? Not announced yet. Matt, is football team going to have a spring game this year? I doubt it. The spring game, the last spring practice is April 24th. But Kiffin at Ole Miss had started doing like a dunk contest and just like a fun type day. I doubt they're going to do a real game. Hey, David. Robbie, good morning. Bailey, do you see the women's basketball program getting as much attention money when Kim retires? Probably depends who they bring in, but probably not. And by the way, I don't think Kim is anywhere near retiring. I mean, she's closer to retirement than she is the beginning of her career, obviously. But it would probably depend on who they bring in. But Kim is someone who is just never going to be satisfied playing second fiddle on anything. She's going to always push for resources to get whatever she needs to win. So as long as she's there, she's always going to push to get those resources. Any word on current Tigers staying or NC State players recruited by weight? Not yet. I think that is all very early. I think, they do the press conference tomorrow. The first 48 hours of Will being back in Louisiana, I think has been a lot of acclamation, talking to boosters, donors, shaking hands, meeting people. And I think tomorrow after the press conference, it very much gets down to brass tacks of, okay, assess the roster, who's welcome back, building your staff, start looking at portal. What guys did he have committed at NC State that might come over? What guys are currently committed to LSU that might retain an offer? All that, I think, really starts in earnest tomorrow after the press conference. Club, shout out Uncle Johnny McCann, passed away last night. Big LSU fan, big fan of Kiffin. Shout out to Uncle Johnny, man. Sorry for your loss, Club, for you and your family. Cheers. Hopefully you can all take solace in knowing that Uncle Johnny's with the Lord, and one day we will all meet again, man. So cheers to Uncle Johnny, man. I'm sorry for your loss, club. Hey, Craig. Good morning, basketball school. Boot up. Fletch, McDonald's has a store in Arizona with turquoise arches. That's so weird. Why would you do that? I don't get it. How serious is Cooper Moore's injury? Yeah, Manny. Maybe at my own, proceeding at my own risk, Jay said it was sort of some, soreness, and it was just going to take some time to heal and, be back in a month or so. We'll see. Very candidly, the last week has been far more about Will Wade, LSU football practice getting underway, and then yesterday, the Gabe Reliford injury, chasing that story was a chunk of my day. So, oddly, I haven't had a big heavy lift in trying to get that answer, but I'll turn my attention to that and see what I can find out. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Star Hill Stunners with the recent coaching hires. Do you see a change for the softball team? Here's my thing about softball. And y'all know my affinity for Beth. I love her. I think she's awesome, both personally and professionally. There's nobody else I'd rather see win a national championship with LSU softball than Beth Torino. Okay. I think also that as a fan base, as an athletic administration, you have to be honest with yourself. If you are not going to invest the resources to win at the highest level, then how can you expect any coach to come in and win at the highest level, especially in this conference where the entire conference is ranked in that sport? So either think about what you did last year with Matt McMahon, okay? Very disappointing season. You said, okay, instead of making a change, we're going to give Matt $8+ million to put into this roster to see how that goes. Actually invest the resources to be relevant. And you went 3-15 in the league. Well, if your point is Beth, who's the winningest coach in LSU's program history, you're going to move her out to bring someone else in because they haven't been to OKC and not competed for championships. Okay, whoever you bring in, you better be prepared to give them more resources than you're giving Beth. And then my point will be, then why not just give those resources to Beth? That's the way I look at it. It's the same conversation we had a year ago with Matt McMahon. We're having the same conversation right now with Jay Johnson. I mean, if you're going to have outsized expectations to be good in everything, then you've got to be willing to invest the resources to meet those expectations. If not, then making a change for the sake of making a change doesn't make sense. Tiger Diver, morning Scone from the gym. Who's going to start today? Have not gotten that answer yet, man. I'm trying to find out. Yeah. I'll see if I can get confirmation. I just fired off a few texts. I mean, my guess is you either go, if you want a righty, it's Guidry. If you want a lefty, it's Garcia. And that's my guess of what they do. I don't know what they're going to do, but that's just my guess. Craig, something about Frank Williams Wade being back just makes every day seem that much better. I never gave up. Well. How the turntables. Let's see. Good morning, the Scone family from Cedar Park, Texas. All right. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Got all 3 kiddos today. Same coffee. Cheers. Got mine too. Bronco Nation, morning. How is Davis looking at right tackle? It feels getting developed, and videos I've seen, he looks solid. Okay. Guys, I very much appreciate the question. That's really the question that I want to answer too. You literally cannot tell anything from anything you've seen to where you can make any type of declarative statement. Okay. We get 30 minutes of practice. The first thing we see is an 11-on-11 period that's a hurry up, no huddle. The first two practices, they were in helmets. Like there wasn't even contact. There were shoulder pads yesterday, so they started popping pads a little bit. But again, it's quick, not a lot to decipher. And then they go to individual periods, and where the offensive line is positioned, we media cannot see it. So like I think I've drawn this for you before, but I'll illustrate it again so you could see. So like this is okay. So this is the indoor facility. This is Skip Hartman Drive, right? So Tiger Stadium is up here. So the teams from the indoor, they come out to the practice field here, and there's 4 fields like this, okay? The media, we come in the gate right here, and they let us stand here and here and here, okay? The offensive line has been working over here. So, and you have players and coaches and staff all on all these fields and all this space. We can't see the offensive line. Like, it's a bummer for me because that's the group I want to watch the most. But we can't see anything from the offensive line right now. Except when they do the 11-on-11, I can tell you who's running where. Now, they keep letting us see that 11-on-11 period. You know, that quick hurry up, no huddle deal where they run 6, 7, 8 plays and they're in pads. And I can chart that sequence to kind of tell you how it looks a little bit more, since I'm not just feverishly writing down jersey numbers. Because honestly, that's really I'm not even watching what happens on the plays. I'm more so looking at who's out there, right? Who's rotating, who's in the ones and the twos. But I'll start to give you more. Hey, Thomas. Yes, sir. We're almost there. Matt, good morning. What'll it take to get Taft to allocate 3% of positive cash flow to Bitcoin? By the way, Matt Lusto. Bitcoin Maxi, Matt Lusto. I'm mad at you. You know that. I buy Bitcoin every day of my life. I have an auto purchase, so I DCA every single day. I buy Bitcoin and XRP every day of my life. I have it set auto purchasing. I don't disagree with you, Matt. I would love for them to allocate part of their budget to Bitcoin. I also think one of the issues that you have right there is positive cash flows. Because, yeah. Hey, Greg, what will they do with the PMAC once the new arena is built? So it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be converted into office space, but there will be some teams that continue competing there. Like I think volleyball will continue competing there. I think men's, women's basketball, gymnastics are going to the new arena, but volleyball will compete there. And again, a lot of that space is going to be converted into office space. I think there's another. I'm forgetting sports. I think it'll be used for practice as well. So like if you need, if the men or the women need a practice gym or whatever the case may be, like there's a lot of those different mixed use opportunities there for it. Hey, Ben. I don't think drunked is correct. Now, like, one that people miss often is like the past tense of hang is hanged, not hung. But I don't think drunked is correct. Past tense of I think you just yeah. It drinked is not a word, and I think and drunk is not correct. You would say I drank. I drank. Have you drank raw milk? Would be correct. Let's see. Texas swept OU. Vandy beat Tennessee in 16 by a suicide squeeze. Good day baseball in the league. Love that so much. Gerald, good morning. Who'd you like to start on the mound today? Yeah, I mean, Guidry or Garcia, if you want a lefty or righty. The benefit, I would say, of Guidry is you do have a guy that throws strikes, and because he was a shortstop, he can field bunts and probably defend his position. So I would probably like that. So, let's see. Let's do 8:30. Right on. I'll be on Sirius XM tomorrow with Peter Burns and Alyssa Lang. Props to whoever's in charge of men's basketball social media. So hat tip to Mason Siegel, who is one of the student associates there, works with Kent on men's basketball, also helps with, they have a lot of them help with football. I'm not going to put out a spoiler, but Mason did tell us something that they have planned for tomorrow that I'm not putting out a spoiler, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be so good. I can't wait for it. Okay. We'll keep an eye on it in the portal. Matt, Kevin, and other coaches didn't have spring game due to second portal opening. I'm curious to see if they revert. You don't revert back. You just revert. Revert back is redundant to more of a spring practice since there isn't a second portal now. Yeah, that's actually not entirely true. A lot of it had to do with not having a physical game-like practice, and because for obviously injury purposes, but also because the SEC network started televising them all, and coaches didn't like that they were out there running plays, and because maybe what you're alluding to is because coaches would see backups playing in the spring game. Like other teams' coaches would watch a spring game, see backups playing, go, oh, I want that guy. And so then they would go recruit that guy. Maybe that's what you were alluding to. If that's the case, then yes. Matt will be broadcasting from a bunker in nuclear winter. That's dedication to sports. I mean, if there's a nuclear winter and we're all in bunkers, I mean, you're going to have something to do, something to watch, right? I'm here, brother. Hey, Henry, good morning. David, good morning. Ty, good morning. Ben, LSU get the Alabama softball coach. Okay. Where the Bocock cigars burr and the boys were smoking. Back in 2019, no, I don't know that. I don't know if their brand had launched back in 19. I don't think so. But they did the Jaden Heisman cigars, which I think was probably my first, introduction into the Bocock brand. By the way, code Matt15, 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 15% off your order. And Bocock also, check it out, y'all. They launched their merch store. I need to see if if the code is good for their merch store too. I don't see it on their website. They have the cocky hats. Yeah, I don't see any of the other merch on there. I need to get that. I need to get that info. But they got awesome stuff, man. I love talking about Bocock. They'll do master rolling events as well. So, like, if you want a master cigar roller to come to your event and roll cigars at your event, Bocock can do that. They can do custom boxes as well, like you see for like this, right? I mean, if you want something custom done, I'm sure I know this before, but I love how it's popular. They got the artwork on the Intimidator. This was this was before the 25 championship, but this was the 25 championship box, which they sold out of again. I told y'all, like, when they do these types of special release, I love this. That's the national championship box. And so it's got the championship logo, and then this slides, and this is where the cigars were housed. They've all been smoked. But that's such a cool collector's item, right? They can stack them in this here. So anyway, code Matt15, 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 15% off your order. Matt, NC State clown talking, suing Will Wade. Why would you sue Will Wade? Pay the buyout, and it's over. Yeah, they negotiated. I told y'all that they were going to do that, so they negotiated down to $4 million from 5 to 4. And some people have asked why they didn't wait a week and let it drop to 3, because I think everybody wanted to move on. Portal about to open, have to hire staff, all that sort of stuff. So it was like, agree, meet at the middle, and move on. Hey, Becky, good morning. Beautiful Palm Sunday from Texas. David recently saw an ad for what I think was a new sports format station in New Orleans. Any chance AFR would join its lineup? Did 106.7 flip? I mean, I don't think that was recent. I think that's been I think they did that maybe a year ago. And we did inquire, and we've tried everything to find a New Orleans affiliate. Yeah, that's one with Eric Asher on it. Yeah, and Trahan. Yeah, no, so we've inquired. And the station manager is not interested in doing a deal, which sucks. That's Cumulus, by the way. Man. Dwayne, have you seen all ex-Colorado players criticize the time of the program? Nope. I don't think he's coming to the press conference in the general outfit. Just different. Yeah. No, that's here. I'll put this link in. That's Misfits, where the Just Different stuff is. There's a couple of Will Wade shirts in there as well, if you're interested. Here you go. Paste. Boom. There you go. The Lane State University, the Just Different. Good stuff. Check it out if you're interested. UCLA colors. Which UCLA colors? This? That's not UCLA. It's purple. It's purple and gold. Maybe it's not showing up. Maybe it's not showing up well on your screen, but I'm looking at it, brother. It's purple. Morning, Matt. If LSU continues to have a down year in baseball, will it motivate the boosters to give Jay more money to spend in the portal? I think either way, Jay is going to push for that. And I've explained this before, but I think the way this was explained to me with all the with the football portal roster building, and I'll try to do this as simplistically as I can. So remember, we talk about rev share and then true third-party NIL. So rev share is the $20.5 million that gets divided among all the sports. Everybody can do that. The true third-party NIL are the true NIL deals that go through the clearinghouse, okay? So the challenge for everyone has been, how do you get as much true third-party NIL that can be approved through the clearinghouse? So LSU is very early in that with their NILSU Max program. So the way that it sort of worked is you've got, let's say there's a booster who would write $1 million check. Instead of writing $1 million check personally to the collective, have your business do $1 million worth of ad spend through NILSU Max. Well, no one athlete is going to be worth a $1 million deal. It's just not a thing that's going to happen at this level generally. But what you can do is effectively take that $1 million. I'm using just a round number, right? Give it to Max and let Max say, okay, well, with this $1 million, we can do 50 NIL deals at lesser dollar amounts, 100, whatever, across all sports. So if you need, maybe it's $100,000 to Sam Levitt, which helps to cover his number, right? Or maybe it's $10,000 to a baseball transfer. I don't know. I'm just hypothetically throwing that out, right? Well, because of the giant influx of cash for those deals during the football transfer portal window, as I was told, the biggest beneficiary of the runoff is going to be baseball. So basically, a business comes in, dumps a bunch of money into Max. Well, as it's being divided up, portions of those funds allocated are going to be for baseball. And so while the revenue share number may not be outsized, the true third-party NIL should go up next year for baseball. Let's see. Oh, the lineup's posted? Okay, great. So it is Guidry? That's not surprising. I mean, we figured Guidry or Garcia. Did you want a lefty or a righty? Guidry's your most veteran guy available. You were working him to start. Yeah, here you go, starting lineup. It is Guidry. Okay, so here you go. Stanfield, love Stanfield in the leadoff. Stanfield, Brown, Cerna, love this. I don't love Curiel batting cleanup. But anyway, Stanfield, Brown, Cerna, Curiel, York, Pearson, Milam, Dardar, Simpson DHing. Okay. Okay. All right. So Simpson being in the lineup, get you another righty in the lineup today. Here's hoping, man. When was the last time Simpson started a game? Hang on. Simpson hasn't played since game 1 against Vanderbilt when he had a pinch hit. Game 3 against Sacramento State was his last start. Or I don't even know if he started that day, actually. I'm looking. He started 11 games this season. I don't even know if he started those. Wait. All right, kid, here's your shot. Go rake. Believe me, David, me too, man. We have been working for a year and a half on a New Orleans affiliate. And it is I mean, when I tell you it is, if you look at the top 3 objectives for our company on the radio side, I mean, somewhere in that mix, 1, 2, 3 is finding a way back into the New Orleans market on terrestrial radio. It's something we're very, very keenly aware of and have been considering, exploring, and vetting all possibilities for a year and a half. I mean, I don't need to go into too much detail because I don't want to disclose things I shouldn't. But when I tell you we've explored everything, I mean, everything. Ben, looks like blue and gold. Yeah, it must be your screen. Or maybe, I doubt it's my camera. I mean, this is a really good Logitech camera. But anyway, yeah, it's purple and gold. Like, that's blue. That's UCLA blue. Have more. See, look. See the difference? Various shades of blue, purple. Got it? See the difference? Any updates for the lawsuit by reporters against LSU? Nope. I can follow up on that this week, though. Go, Matt. Would you pay $75 for a hat? Boot up 15-0 collection. Prices are sorry. Then don't pay it. Clayton, David, you know there's an app. Yes, 1045 ESPN app. Download the app. And Drew's awake. Gerald, why is national media crucifying Will Wade for leaving NC State to come to LSU? It's the thing I often talk about, Gerald. Most media is just a lazy echo chamber. Same with fans, quite honestly. You hear something, you don't bother to think for yourself, and so you just regurgitate the same thing. It's less that Will Wade is leaving. It's more that it's Will Wade. He was vilified in 2019 by many people, and so any opportunity they have to prop up their argument of him as a villain, they will. And similarly, he's adored here. And so him coming back here after 1 year at NC State only magnifies that love that people here have for him. So, Stanley Reed, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for another day. I don't know for what reason you said that, Stanley, but I agree. Every day my feet hit the floor. Thank you. Start going through my gratitude affirmations. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for the blessing of life. Thank you for the opportunity to glorify you in all that we do. Thank you for my family. Just start with your thank yous. It's amazing how your day will go when you start the day with gratitude instead of, gotta get up, gotta go. Start your day with gratitude. Start your day with positive thoughts. Mulkey mentioned needing to hire 2 new assistants in her post-game press conference. Who needs replacing? Hope Coach Starkey isn't leaving. Congrats to Morning Scone's anniversary. Thanks. Yeah, no, they lost Reedus to Rutgers, and then he's bringing one of the assistants with him. I forgot who, but it's not Starkey. No doubt. The ability to field, we talked about that a little bit ago. The ability to field the position is big. Hang on one second. Yep, talking voice.
I you should talk.
Yep. You go sit on Daddy's lap?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Come see. Come see my baby. All right. Okay. Hey, what do we say to everybody? What do we say?
Hi, Jackson.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, what day is today?
Sunday.
Yep. What are we going to do on Sunday?
Taco Truck. What up, G?
What up, G? Where are we going to go today?
No.
Mall. Yep. You going to ride in your wagon?
Yes.
Yeah. Where are we going to go at the mall?
Macy's.
Macy's and where else?
Penny's. What?
Penny's.
Dad.
What up, G? I love you. I love you so much. Did you have such a good night last night with Mimi and Papa?
Yeah.
Where'd you go with Papa? Huh? Huh? Where'd you go with football?
Take a bath.
You took a bath? Yep. Good. Glad you took a bath so you don't stink. Poo-wee. Love you. I love you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do. Yeah. Yeah. Are you so happy? What do you want to do today, huh? We gonna watch baseball? We're gonna watch baseball and go to the mall? Huh?
No.
No? What are we gonna do? I think we are gonna do those things.
What up, G?
What up, G? Okay. You want to answer some questions? Will Jimmy put in? Jimmy is in Tuscaloosa. So his son
What
Ethan
up,
is a student at
G?
Alabama. It was parents'
That will
weekend.
say-
So what up, G? Where's Cade been? Cade who? Cade Aaron Beatty?
What is up, come
What's up? Good morning.
Welcome to a
Welcome to a Sunday edition.
Welcome person of first class roofing.
Yep. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic and Parish Construction and Roofing. You got it.
Yes.
You want to wear Daddy's hat?
That's not what up, G.
Daddy's hat. What up, G? I love you. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Bat Curry all 9, second leadoff. No, he's way too valuable at the top of the order. Where's Cade been? Did he again? Candidly, y'all, I know. Friday I was at the was emceeing an event downtown, and so I was following the game as closely as I could, but I didn't get to lock in.
What up, G?
What up, G? Let's see, Matt. What do you think of Jake Holland-Cerna and Jake be the two most talented players in the roster? I mean, I don't think it's a tremendous surprise. I mean, I've been telling you about Jake Brown for 2 years now, being the most talented player in the roster. And I also talked about what up, G? And I mean, it's also my opinion a few weeks ago that Cerna needed to need to be a permanent fixture in the lineup. I mean, we talked about it. Aaron, happy Palm Sunday. Bronco Nation at work. We lost power. It's a whole block. Whole block scared me when that. What up, G? Good morning. Amen. Good morning. Bo, good morning. Drew in the house. There's all the Drew comments. We're always having to wait a year. Lane, now Wade. What do you mean wait a year? Use your talking voice. We're going to put our feet down, okay? We're not going to put our feet on the window. Thank you. Yeah, so Matthew Bruni's leaving on 3 to go be the GM of Rutgers women's basketball with Reedus. So Bruni kind of let Bruni, what up, G? Kind of let us know where he was going, but that became official yesterday. It's interesting. I mean, Bruni's definitely a basketball guy, and whenever it's interesting, I would say it's comparable to remember Barton Simmons, who is a scouting director for maybe Rivals, or I don't remember which one, but maybe it's 24/7. But hey, put your feet down, please. Thank you. And then Clark Lee hired him at Vanderbilt. Well, whenever you're someone who exists in the recruiting ecosystem all the time, you know a lot of those people. You know coaches, you know recruiters, you know high school coaches, you know the talent. So in some respects, that makes sense. It's interesting just because I mean, obviously with Rutgers, right? Kelly Zinn, Tate's the president up there now. Kelly Zinn's the AD. They just hired Reedus. So, I mean, they're bringing a lot of their LSU connections up to Rutgers. I just don't know a ton about Rutgers and resources and different stuff like that. I remember C. Vivian Stringer was the head women's basketball coach at Rutgers for a long time. So they have some history in that program. But I just don't know the resources and, you know, what all the expectation and ambition is. Okay. All right, Daddy, get it for you. Morning, Drew. Only a matter of time until Drew starts watching. Wait. Okay. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. You see, you said Cade who exactly? Like like you're assuming I can read your mind. Like, do you know how many sports we cover and we talk about? And there's coaches and there's players and there are admins and like, just be specific. Come on. Dwayne. Yes, thank you. All good. No worries. We're good. Team Drew, no messages during games. Rutgers LSU kind of is. Co-branding. Yeah, I don't know if we're doing that. What you got on that guitar? What do you mean, what do I got on the guitar? That is a one-of-one, handmade by a guy named, I don't even know if Tim still got his guitar shop. Tim had a guitar shop up by like Tom Drive or Dallas, somewhere up there in North Baton Rouge. Years ago, so when I first started learning how to play, I think I started learning to play guitar in 2001, 2002. And so first guitar I had was like $100 Fender, just something that played so I could learn. And then, so I bought that guitar when I started playing a bunch. I bought that guitar from Tim. So it was a handmade one-of-one. But it sounds good, man. I've had that guitar for 20 something years. That's a long time. It's wild. Matt, how much do you think LSU is going to spend on Wade's first year back? It's interesting is that the numbers that I was told that Will had wanted at NC State was 10 to 12 on his roster per year. I will repeat this, and I've said it already, and I'm telling you, I know this unequivocally. Like, this is 100% factual. LSU did not guarantee Will Wade a number for his roster. It was not like we're going to give you 10 to 12 million, or someone reported 15 million. Like, I'm telling you, that is factually inaccurate. LSU did not guarantee Will Wade a number. It's not to say they're not going to spend on his roster, but it wasn't a contingency or a condition of him taking the job. Was that he gets X for his roster. For Will, I think what was most important was bringing Heath Schroyer from McNeese. Like, that was the condition he wanted. Because Heath, as you're going to see, is his background, like, he is very much sales, biz dev. Like, he's very good at those relationships. So one of the things he did exceptionally well at McNeese was get sponsors and corporate dollars and that infusion of cash flow into the athletic department. So I think that's going to be Heath's role with men's basketball, is go get that money flowing into this men's basketball program so Will has the resources he needs. And, I think he'll be able to tap in not only to LSU relationships, but a lot of relationships in Southwest Louisiana where you have so much oil and gas money. What up, G? And probably bring some of those dollars here. So I don't know the dollar amount that they'll spend on his roster. I don't think they have that set yet. Clayton, girls down 3-0 in the first inning. Stanley, you made my year with baseball. NIL going up next year. We need to keep Jay and stay competitive. By the way, I love the hat. It's the Colt 45s. Stay competitive in the portal while developing high school players. NIL increasing for them is huge. Yes. Steven, rock or country? Rock. I don't like. Country is about the only genre of music I don't like. I have a very eclectic musical taste. I will listen to almost anything, and I can appreciate almost anything. I just don't like country music. I thought Wade reporting to his own AD was weird. The more I think about it, it makes more sense. LSU might be on something of this type of structure. As long as Maddie Rayska. Look, I think what was really important for Will was having sort of an ally, right? His guy within athletic administration. Like we said, man, this was not a unanimously approved decision. So, like, it matters, man. Everybody, unless you own your own business, everyone's got a boss, right? And who you work for matters a lot, right? That's true in sports too. Matt listens to Young Boy over George Strait. I would say I don't listen to either of those, but what I would say is I would prefer rap, hip hop to country because I would prefer anything to country. Just not a genre I like. Shout out to Brock, y'all, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Fernandez. Need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Need a roof, call Parrish. Unique Physique, Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. Remember, uniquephysique.com. That's GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide. No matter where you're watching, they can ship. You do the whole thing over telemed, lowest prices, never any contracts. Ship your medicine all over the country. So if you're watching in Alaska or Knoxville or anywhere and you're interested in GLP-1s, you can support Unique Physique. Just go online, uniquephysique.com. Restored. I got to read this for y'all. I got this text yesterday on my text line. I want to read this for you. From Josh. Josh texted me last week and said, Matt, hoping you could provide a reference. You mentioned a massage therapist who's helped with your back issues. Said this was Monday. Said, I threw my back out today. My daughter's getting married Saturday, so I need help. Can you tell me who that therapist was? So I referred him to Crystal at Restored Motions. Texted me yesterday. He said, Matt, I wanted to thank you for recommending Crystal Poche. When I texted you Monday, I was basically incapacitated. I know the feeling. Crystal got me in on Wednesday. Now I'm about to walk my daughter down the aisle. I'm not quite 100%, but I'm getting close, and I'll be able to enjoy the wedding without pain. The Medrol pack helped too. Thanks again. Love to hear that from Josh. Telling you're in pain, book a session with Crystal. She'll get you right. RestoredMotions.com. And Bocock Brothers Premium Scars. All right, anything else? Nope. Young Boy was the last one. All right, let's get out of here. Y'all have a great day. Baseball getting started here shortly. And we will, I will have a post game today. Yesterday, I told you I was going to have a post game yesterday. I did not. The reason is because that's as all the Gabe Reliford stuff was unfolding. And then we had to go to the event. So the Gabe Reliford story took precedent because it was we broke the story yesterday over at LouisianaSports.net. So anyway, okay, y'all have an awesome day. We'll do a post game for LSU baseball on Locked on LSU, and we'll see you.